Hello. Right. Yes, this lovely beast. Gen 2. So the problems. Yes, I got loads of people saying that I'm moaning. I'm not moaning. I just expect a level of quality that I don't feel that I am getting from Sky here. So the issue that I had with the second one, the image of the screen, it is still there, and that screen does look rolled. No matter, it's not as rolled as the last one, and if you look this side, that does look slightly rolled as well. But the problem is on this side of the screen. Now, I don't know what's going behind that. I mean, if you look at it here, the screen looks like it's going like that all the way up. It's that tells me that the panel's not been fitted correctly, or not glued down properly, or maybe it's come unstuck. I don't know. But there is still, I still get the sort of hue around here every now and again. You might even see it in the videos you're watching now. Probably not, because this is a cartoon and it's solid colours. It mainly shows itself with what's it, dispersed sort of colours, and then you sort of see it clouding, and it does look curved there, and it does look curved this side, but that side looks more curved than this side. The top and bottom don't look curved at all, as in curved in, like a Samsung phone. The older Samsung phones, I think the new ones are all flat, where they have curved edges on the screens. So the next thing is, on this one, there's a slightly dark line all the way along the bottom of the picture. Same as in the corners. The corners are dark. They are dark on my Gen 1, but they're darker on the Gen 2. I don't know why. That is just how it is on here. The dark line down the bottom, I did tell the engineer and show the engineer. They did say it was their test thing, that, you know, how to use Sky. It's got a border in it, but it's not, because it's apparent on other stuff. That's all. You can notice it on white background. It looks like a dirty line across the bottom. When this TV first came, it refused to turn on. They had to reboot it quite a few times before it got to the actual next screen, which was then the connection to the wireless, and that took absolutely ages. It would not connect to my wireless whatsoever. Then all of a sudden I managed to get it connected. Then it went to the update screen, which where the engineers actually said it shouldn't really need updating. This set is meant to have been tested to make sure everything was all right, so it should be completely up to date. So we know that it wasn't really tested. That's clear as day. If it's not already updated, and they can't tell me that you factory reset something and it goes back to the original, because mostly everything else, if you factory reset it, it still has the latest software on it. So got to the software update bit, and it failed twice. They had to keep rebooting it over and over again. Then all of a sudden it went from 0 straight to 100, and the third one went up like a progress bar, like it should do. So it actually gives you some information. Then we got onto the screen for me to log in. This was a bit of Sky's problem, where they hadn't taken the other Skyglass off of my account, so this one wouldn't register on there. So that took a bit of time mucking about. And then when we got to that bit, that's when the edges were apparent on the white screen. This was the screen that they put on. You would have thought if they'd known that there was issues, they wouldn't put a white screen on, because that's going to show everything. And it showed the line down the bottom as well. And I instantly said to them, they seen it, but I was just fobbed off basically. They were nice enough guys, but maybe they thought something else, or they were told to say something. I don't know. But they said it was the actual Sky advertisement thing had a border all the way around it, but like I just said, that's not true, because if I put a white screen on, it's apparent at the bottom, not apparent at the top. And that was the same with when we turned it on. It was apparent at the bottom, not at the top, and in the corners. Yes, the corners are darker slightly. You don't really notice this anyway when you're watching normal TV. It is on the Gen 1, like I said. It's not as apparent on the Gen 1. It's not as dark. I've mucked about with picture settings. Nothing makes any difference really at all. If you jack it up, you jack the backlight up or whatever, they become more apparent in the corner, and so does the bottom line. So And then the other night, the next thing is, it's really something wrong with the audio on this one. I mean, I have noticed on the second and the third Gen 2s I had, the second one was really crisp and lovely and easy to hear. I put the speech mode on, which I think most people do if you don't put it on, because it makes quite a bit of difference to hearing films and stuff. It just makes the voice clearer. Clear voice it's called in some other TVs and other things. And that was lovely. It still had the bass, but it wasn't as bassy. I turned the bass boost on, and it wasn't as bassy as the Skyglass Gen 1 with the bass boost turned off, but I was happy with that until the issue with the picture. Then it came to the second and the third, this one, where they're lacking the clarity. There's quite a bit more bass there, but the clarity is not there at all. Nowhere near as nice. That's the one that I sound tested, the nice one, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was. It's just disappointing. It really, really is disappointing. And also, the other day, it's not. This TV now sounds muffled and not as clear. It's got the issue that the Gen 1 had. If you have bass boost on at lower volumes, you can hear distortion in the bass, the lower frequencies. Most of the Skyglasses will do this, and most of the Gen 2s, Gen 1s will do this at some point in their lives. This TV has not been turned up loud whatsoever, not by myself. If it has been in testing, if they've whacked it up, they've probably damaged the speakers. That's all I can say with that, because that's what happens, especially when you get towards the maximum volume level, which I would never ever exceed in anything that I own, because I know it damages voice coils. Yes, I know what voice coils are. Yeah, bit disappointed really, to be quite honest, that I just wanted a TV that sounds nice. I don't want to muck about with sound bars. I've got one up over there, like I've said before, and the Skyglasses, well, the Gen 1 did not like talking through the arc much at all to other devices, because I'm guessing Sky want you to use their soundbar that's in the telly. They want you to use that. They don't want you to use external devices, which is why they didn't put an optical lead in. And I don't want people saying, oh, optical leads can't deliver that much data. If you've got fibre optic cable broadband, what can I say? That's exactly the same technology, no different. It will work. It's no issues with sound coming through an optical cable. But I'm just really disappointed, to be quite honest. Yes, you might think I'm a moany little bitch. I don't care what you think. I wanted this TV to work. I believe that Sky has let everybody down. They've released a product that is not finished. And this is more not finished than the Gen 1, because it's hardware. With hardware, you can't do anything with it once it's been sent out. If there's an error or problem with the hardware, it's not been installed properly or whatever, it needs to be taken out, reinstalled. Software, not a problem. You can do stuff with software. You might be able to fix some of the stuff on here. Probably not the line down the bottom, but on the side, they could probably sort that out in software by reducing the backlight that side. I don't know. But I don't think these have either been engineered, designed, or put together, manufactured very well at all. And I think that is what's letting this down massively, absolutely massively. The way I look at this TV, if you've got a Gen 1, do not upgrade to a Gen 2. This is pretty much exactly the same as the Gen 1. It's a tiny bit brighter and a tiny bit sharper. But if you've got something this size, 65, you're meant to sit about 2 meters, I think they recommend, and I think most manufacturers will do for that sort of size of TV. You're not going to notice the difference in the brightness or the sharpness at all. It's plain as day. That is what it's going to be. I would not change to a Gen 2 at all. Keep your Gen 1, hardly any different to this at all. This, marginally quicker in the menus, nothing to write home about. I would love to know the specs inside this TV and the specs inside the Gen 1, because for some reason Sky do not let you have these specs, or let anyone have these specs. The processors, you know, the way they handle the picture Oh, I can't remember what it's called. The way that they do the picture, the processing. I would love to know. I know they've got Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. To be honest, I would rather this have 120 hertz than Dolby stuff in it. I'd rather have that because I can get that through a soundbar or something like that. That's not a problem. I don't need it in the telly. I'd rather have it have 120 or more hertz screen. Yeah, it doesn't have to have Dolby, but it needs to have HDR10 plus. It's cheaper. There's not really licensed so much for HDR10 plus because it's sort of open source. With Dolby, obviously, it's a more expensive license. So probably a bit of money they paid for that. And with the Apple integration, it's not a big thing. It's not anything that I'm really going to use. I know I demonstrated me connecting my Mac Mini, my phone, and my iPad to it, but I do photography. The iPad's got a better screen than pretty much anything on the market, unless you spend 20, 30 grand on a screen for the proper colour gambit. So the TV is not really going to be any good for sort of editing photos on, even though it's nice and big. Yeah, that's the only thing. It's big, but it's not going to have the definition of what I've got on my iPad for doing pictures. I can just pinch and zoom where I need to inspect an area. Don't need to do that on that. This would never get used for that unless you're streaming a film or movie from your phone or from your Apple Mac or your iPad. Which, why would you do that? Why would you do that? If you've got an Xbox or something, put it on a memory stick and stick it in there and watch it that way. That's the easiest way, surely. So I'm waiting to hear back. Like I said, yes, I missed the calls from Sky, and there's a reason why I missed the calls from Sky. I was at work. I work full time. I don't do this at all full time because it does not pay hardly anything at all. I don't get hardly anything for making these videos. I might get the odd free thing sent through the post for me to review, which I really love doing. That's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love doing that, especially my heated jacket. Absolutely amazing piece of kit that is, and I've been wearing it all week and the battery's only just gone flat and I'm just charging it now, and everyone at work loves it. They think it's a fantastically great idea and it looks nice. So that's all I really get out of doing YouTube. I don't earn mega bucks or anything like this like you might think I do. I've only not even got 2,000 subscribers, so I'm not like Mr. Beast or anything like that. I didn't even plan to do that. Didn't even plan to get this far with subscribers, to be quite honest. It was just more of a hobby thing, and you know, all started with Skyglass Gen 1 when I just thought I'd stick a GoPro on the ceiling on a mount and video me unboxing it. And it sort of went from there. Nothing I planned at all. And everyone seemed to like it, so I thought I'd do a few more and try and mix my other videos in at the same time. And I get a bunch of moany little whinging twats that tell me that, I do apologise for the language, that tell me I need to get a different TV. This is a TV I chose, but I want this to be fixed and sorted. And if I'm having problems with this, I'm going to tell other people, so it lets them know what they're going to get into, or they can make that decision whether to buy it or not. I know everything about this TV, everything about where the panels come from. The same on the Gen 1. You don't need to tell me. I've done my homework a long time ago. You've seen all of my other videos in the comments if you want to have a look. Carry on, have a look. But I don't need you to keep telling me over and over again. The panels come from TCL. I can't remember. TC. They're all a part of a division of Philips, and they get the technology from Samsung. So technically it's Samsung technology, the screen in this and in the Gen 1. And I know a lot of you are going to say, no, it's not, blah, blah. Yeah, it is. Whether you like it or not, that's Samsung's technology. There's only a couple of manufacturers that make screens, which is LG and Samsung, and there might be the odd couple of small companies that still do make them. And it's the same with sensors in your camera. Sony make the majority of every sensor in a camera. There are a few other manufacturers, but not that many. So that is just how it is, whether you like it or not, whether you think I'm wrong or not. That is how it is. And how they make the things different is the different processes they use and stuff behind the panels and the different backlights. I don't even know, the backlights might even come from them, I don't know. But with sensors in cameras, that's they have the sensor, and then like Fuji or Sony, they do different things. They do use different processors, different ways that they put it in the camera, different sort of what are those things called? Gimbals? Not gimbals. Image stabilization on the sensors. So it's all about, they're all made, but yeah, it's a big load of bollocks, really. Yeah, a lot of TV companies and whatever. Sony don't make their own panels. Are you going to tell me different? Because I know they don't. Anyway, thanks for watching. And yes, if anyone wants to give me a massive, large, say 75-inch, top of the range OLED LG, I like LG stuff. If I had another choice, we'll see how this goes. You know, I've been offered an LG 75-inch OLED for 600 quid, I think, and I don't think that's a bad. I haven't had a look at the tech specs or anything, but we'll have to see what Sky say. Sorry, I did go off the track there, because I did contact them today. I sent them a nice long email with points of what I think are the issues with these and the issues I'm having, and I've said to them I don't know where to go forward on this, and I'm just waiting for their response. So thank you very much for watching. You know what to do, people.